guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Monica, and today I'm bringing you my 2025 Makeup Declutter series. This is a series I do about once a year, and I go through each and every one of my categories of makeup, face, eye, and lips, and I go through and declutter things, organize things, just do a full on declutter. This is a necessary thing for me to do because, of course, I do beauty stuff on this channel, so I accumulate more things than the average person, and because of that, I often find that I am like hoarding things that maybe I don't even like, or things that I've kind of forgotten about that probably could be used by somebody else while they still have a little bit of a life left in them. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm literally going to go through every single thing in my makeup collection and declutter it with you guys, figure out what I want to bring back into my like daily routine, or at least use more often, and then get rid of the stuff that I either don't like, or maybe I've forgotten about, maybe, you know, like it has a little bit of life left in it, or some stuff probably needs to be thrown away. We'll kind of get there when we get there. I'm excited about it. This is the first episode. I'm gonna have 3 total episodes. This will be face. So in this, I'm gonna be covering primer, foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight. And then in the next video, which will come in a few days, probably on Tuesday, you're seeing this on Friday, so it'll probably come the following Tuesday, I'm gonna hit eye makeup, and then next Friday, I will hit lip makeup. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head to the floor where I do all of my decluttering and go through each and every one of my face makeup products and declutter all the stuff I don't need, organize the stuff I want to keep, all that good stuff. I have a feeling this is going to be a long video, so grab your coffee, tea, cocktail, wine, whatever you're drinking, and let's go ahead and get to decluttering. All right, so here are the drawers we're tackling today. Obviously, you can tell that the blush, bronzer, highlighter drawer is pretty messy and definitely needs to be tackled. I want to get rid of so much stuff in here. It's just, it's too much, and frankly, I don't even know quite what I have, so I definitely want to go through that. This drawer isn't nearly as bad as that one, but still, I just want to go through some of these because some of these I don't use, some of them I've forgotten about and want to pull forward, or maybe I forgot about because they weren't that great. I didn't, you know, they weren't super memorable. So I definitely want to go through both of these, tackle them, and hopefully cut this collection quite a bit because I'm definitely just tired of all of this crap. All right, so I'm starting off with my foundations, which we have all laid out here. I'm gonna start at the top left corner and make my way down that row, and then start again over at this left corner and then make my way down. I'm starting off with like BB creams, tinted stuff, color correction type of thing. Some of these have SPF in them. Then I kind of flow into like tubed foundations, and then glass bottles, stick foundations, like the tier, I don't know, like cushion foundations, that's what I was trying to say, oh my goodness. The Danessa Myrix, and then the pan over there is the Patrick Ta. So you can kind of see there's some sort of organization here. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm very excited to go through these because I need to pare it down quite a lot. So first we've got this Peach Slices Redness Relief Color Correcting Moisturizer. I really like the way this looks on my skin. It only comes in like one shade. It's like a green that like turns into your skin tone and kind of is like a fair to light shade. I really enjoy this, but I think it breaks me out because every single time I use it, I end up with like clogged pores, sometimes like chin breakouts. So I think I'm going to declutter this because I just don't see myself reaching for it, especially if I think it's doing that every single time I've used it so far. So unfortunately, I'm going to get rid of it, even though I love the effect it has on my skin. It was a recommendation by one of my friends, and unfortunately, as much as I love the way it looks on my skin, it just did not pair well with my actual skin type. So gonna declutter this. Then we've got this Candy Moyo BB cream. This is from the Dollar Tree. I actually really liked the way this looked on my skin. It was quite dewy, but I still liked the effect. However, it has mineral oil in here, and I think it broke me out because of that. If not, it broke me out anyway, so unfortunately it just does not work for my skin type, so I'm going to declutter it. I have 2 of the tinted hydrators from Wet n Wild. On the left I have fair, and then the right I have light. Fair is like my fair shade, light is more like, it's a little closer to what I look like when I'm tan. That was a weird way to say that. The shade that I am when I'm tan is probably how I should have said that. I really love this. My only complaint is it does not have an SPF, and I often forget that it's in my collection. So I'm gonna put this, what am I gonna do? Because I love it. I really love the way it looks on my skin. But you know what? I have a current SPF I use that gives a similar effect to this that actually does have SPF in it. It's not as great of a value. This is such a good deal. Like it's like $5 or $6 or something like that. And the SPF I'm using is like 58. But because this doesn't have SPF, I don't see myself reaching for it. So unfortunately, I think I am going to declutter this. Wow, I'm doing so well so far. A little heartbreaking on that one though. So this is the Tower 28 Sunny Days Tinted Sunscreen. I actually love this, but it expired in October of last year. So I'm not gonna use it anymore. It doesn't work anymore, of course. That's what SPF does. It just like the effectiveness goes away as it expires even more. So I'm going to put this in my empties bin for my next empties video, but I could see myself repurchasing this because it's such a good tinted sunscreen that comes in a variety of different shades. And it's really good. The only like drawback is that it is only SPF 30, so if you need more than that, it might just be a nice base and you use like a different, you know, SPF underneath. But going to keep this, but kind of like decluttering it because I'm putting it in my empties bin. So it's like a half and half. So then I have the CL Tint and Protect SPF 50 tinted like serum. I really enjoy this, but I'm going to declutter it because the shade isn't quite right. This is my fair shade, or what I got for my fair shade. It is light 03, and it just is a little too light. So I could see myself repurchasing this, but I'm going to declutter it now because the shade is just all wrong. And honestly, because of that, I just don't truly know how I feel about it. So I'd have to like give it a go again in the correct shade to really know like my feelings. So decluttering this. So then I have the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. This is discontinued. And I did like a freak out bulk purchase on Amazon when I realized it was discontinued. I love the way this looks on my skin, but it's been sitting in my collection for like, I want to say like 2 leaning into 3 years. And as you can see, it's open. And because it's been open for so long, I'm guessing it's probably past expired. I also haven't reached for it in so long, so I don't see myself like using it up and like randomly being like, yeah, I'm gonna use that up now. So I'm going to declutter this. Man, I'm not even keeping anything so far. We're getting to the things I'm keeping, but this is pretty exciting. So this is the Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage. Hilariously, this expired in 2023. So yeah, definitely am not going to put this on my face anymore because there's no use. I really enjoyed this for a bit, but I think I've just come to realize that you have to be like an absolutely amazing high-end foundation for me to think that you're worth the price tag. And I just don't think this is so much better than my drugstore ones. In fact, I love my drugstore ones way more than this. And so I just don't see myself repurchasing it for that reason. I am going to put it in my empties bin for the next empties video alongside the Tower 28 one, but yeah, so technically I'm like kind of getting rid of this. It's like the half and half thing all over again. So next I've got the CoverGirl Essence, and this is something that has kind of been pushed to the back of my drawer, but I really enjoyed this when I was using it, and I don't want to get rid of it yet. I'm going to keep it for now, and if by the next declutter, which will be in about a year, I do these once a year by the way, if I haven't used it by that point or haven't used it enough, I will declutter it then, but I do really enjoy it. So then I've got this Juvia's Place, what is this called? It's got like the longest name ever, but it's this foundation. It smells like fake watermelon, which I hate. This was a favorite for a bit. It's got quite a lot of coverage and I really enjoyed it, but it's just about done and I haven't reached for it since the last declutter at all. So I'm going to like, it doesn't need to be passed on because it's probably too old for that, and also there's not a lot in here, so I'm going to put it in my empties bin and then I won't be repurchasing it probably. So then I have the Be Pure Clean Beauty Glow Foundation. It's so tiny, as you can see. It doesn't even come close to a full ounce. However, it's only $1.25, and for a full ounce it would still be like less than $4 or right around $4. I really enjoy this. I'm gonna keep it. Even though I wouldn't necessarily say it's a favorite overall in comparison to other foundations that I have that I love so much, it is really good, and it's a great option to shout out when I do Dollar Tree content, which I do quite a bit of, especially with shorts, so I do want to keep this, and I will keep using it. It's just like when I compare it to other things I have here that I will be keeping, it's not like my all-time favorite, but it's still really good and it's great to have for content, so keeping this. I then have the Pretty Smart Instant Chemistry Medium Coverage Foundation. This is a Walmart exclusive brand, and as you can see based on the separation of the bottle, I have not touched this since the last declutter. It's fine. It's not like mind-blowing to me, so I am going to declutter it. So this is the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I have it in 2 different shades, as you can see. The one on the left is 21 Light Neutral, and the one on the right is 31 Medium Neutral. I enjoy this, but I don't know if I love it. I did just purchase the tinted SPF from them, and I kind of want to like test them against each other to see if that tinted SPF that is $18 retail is so much better than this, which is $8 retail. So I'm going to keep it for now. We'll kind of revisit it next year, but I can tell you that when I'm looking at all my foundations, I think this is a great formula, but it's not a favorite for me. It's just been like replaced or kind of beat out by other foundations. So keeping, but we'll revisit it in a year. All right, so next I have the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint in a couple of different shades. The one on the left is so super dark. It doesn't even match me at all when I'm tanner, and the one on the right does match me when I'm fair. As you can see, the one on the left has exploded, and because it's not the right shade anyway, I'm going to declutter this. I am going to keep this because I do really love this foundation, and maybe I'll also look for it in my tan shade if I'm feeling that need to have it in my collection, but I do really love this. It's so good, and by the way, these pumps, I just get on Amazon because obviously this doesn't come with a pump, which is so stupid, but you can get pumps that fit it, and I will link those down below. All right, so here I have the About Face The Performer foundation. This is one that comes with a doe foot, and I kind of love that, but it is kind of big for the opening, so I do feel like it can kind of splatter, so you have to be careful with that. I recently shopped my stash for this and picked it out in my latest like shop my stash video, which has been a little bit, and after that video as I was using it, I just realized that it's not like an absolute favorite when I compare it to the other ones I've discovered over the past year since I've had this. It's not my favorite, and it kind of gets pushed to the wayside because of that, so I am going to declutter it and let somebody else use it. If I can, I may have to like just give it to my mom or something because I don't want to give it to somebody else with it having a doe foot. I don't know though, I also give away concealers, so it just depends. I wouldn't probably send this to like Project Beauty Share or whatever, but I would probably give it to like a family member. So, or maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to declutter it. So then I have this L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. I love this. I haven't used it in a bit, and I do want to keep it. I can't believe I only have one bottle of this. Usually I have like a lot of backups, but it has kind of been a little dethroned because I have gotten so into stick foundations, as you can see, and I've just found the convenience and the wear of those. I mean, like, it kind of beats out this because of the convenience. This is such a good foundation though, and I do really love it. So I am going to keep it. It's just a holy grail for me. I've always loved it, but when it comes to like what I pick every day, I usually do go for sticks because they are so much more convenient, but I am going to keep this because I do really love it. So let's go through these real quick. I'm going to keep all of these sticks, but first we've got the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I don't know why they look so different, why one has like black font and one has white font. I didn't even notice that until I laid them out. I have this in my tan shade and my fair shade. I'm going to keep both. I love them so much. They are dupes for the next stick foundations that I have here, which are the Fenty Beauty foundation stick. It's like, I forgot what the full name of this is. I really love this. I'm using both of these up. I have shade 3 and 7 in this. By the way, I have shade 4 and 8 in the Milani one because those run just a little bit lighter than this line and a little bit more neutral, whereas this kind of runs a little bit more warm tone, so fun fact. But those are definitely dupes for these, so as soon as I run out of these, I won't be repurchasing these. I'll just be repurchasing the Milani ones, but I'm getting really close to running out of these because they're kind of like falling off. Like, I have barely any left in here, so I'm just using them as I have them. But yeah, I will only be repurchasing the Milani ones from here on out. So I've got the Tier foundation. I've got it in 2 different shades, 27 Cool Beige and 21N Ivory. And I will be honest, this was a favorite for a bit, but I kind of don't love the mask-like effect I can occasionally get with this. And it's not always a guarantee that it's going to look natural. Sometimes it looks very, very makeup-y. And it's kind of made me lean a little bit more indifferent about it. Like, I don't hate it, but I'm not loving it as much as I was. So I do think I'm going to declutter both of these. Okay, so I have 2 of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blur Powder, one in the shade 3, and then one, so fair shade, tan shade. I never reach for these. I really enjoyed them when I was using them, but I never reach for them because now I'm pretty much wearing tinted SPF if I'm not wearing any other makeup, and this was kind of like my base if I wasn't wearing any other makeup, and now tinted SPF has kind of taken over that, so I'm going to declutter both of these. They still have a lot of product, so somebody can get some real use out of that. So here I have the Patrick Ta Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo. I have kept this through many declutters. I have not used it at all in the past year. We're decluttering it, it's fine, but it's not great. So now we have concealers, and I've just got them categorized as you can kind of see. So we're gonna start off with like regular concealers, kind of move into like, you know, color correctors, and then like more potted concealers and color correctors and stuff. So first we've got this Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. Obviously it's supposed to be dupe for the NARS one. I tested them against each other in my last dupes video, and they are in fact very similar. I don't like either one of them though. I don't think they're all that great. So I was kind of waiting to test this one against that one before I decluttered it, but now that I have, it's time to let this go. And that one I returned because it was really expensive. So then we've got the Pretty Smart Concealer, the Conceal and Appeal one. As you can see, I haven't used this in a while. The shade isn't great, and I don't love the formula. It's very full coverage, very heavy and cakey. And since the video where I tried this line out in, I really haven't reached for it very much unless I was like forcing myself to. I just don't enjoy it, so I'm going to declutter this one as well. So this is the Catrice True Skin Concealer. As you can see, I love this one. I have quite a few on hand. The one all the way over to the left, as you can see, has been used through, so that one's gonna go in my empties bin, and the other two I'm going to keep in rotation because I love them dearly. I have Cool Cashmere for my like fair shade, what I normally am, that's in the middle, and it's also the empty one that's on the left side, and then the one all the way over to the right is Neutral Biscuit for when I'm tanner, but I'm going to put this in the empties bin, and then the other two I'm keeping because I love them. So then I have the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. This one is so good. The Catrice True Skin is the closest dupe to it. It's still a little different, but this one is so good. I only have it in the shade N4, and I love it. I'm kind of tempted to get like a shade for when I'm tan, but I also just love the Catrice one so much, so I don't feel like I really need to, but I have been kind of, you know, going back and forth with doing that, but I'm definitely keeping this because it's so good. Truly worth all the hype, and really the only high-end concealer that I will say is actually worth the money. So then I have the Refi Concealer. This is in the shade 6, and honestly, I tried this in like the shade 3, and it was so light. This is like for when I'm fair. Honestly, I really just don't reach for this. Between the Catrice one and the Natasha Denona one, I just really don't reach for many other concealers. And so because of that, this one has kind of just been pushed to the wayside, but it still has a little bit of life in it, so somebody else can get use out of it. So I'm going to declutter it and let somebody try to use it up. The NYX Bear With Me Concealer. This is one that I actually got free with purchase through an Ulta order one time. I really enjoy the formula, but the format of like this is just not the best. I don't really love having to put it on my fingers first to apply it and then go in. I just like having a doe foot, so because of that I just really don't use this, and so I'm going to declutter it. This is one that I do want to use up because I love it so much. It's the Candy Moyo Multi-Usage Concealer. This is from the Dollar Tree, and this is truly so good. They've recently started stocking deeper complexion ones, which is awesome as well. I don't know what shade this is in, but this is truly so good. I love the format of it. It's also really easy to travel with, so I am going to keep this and use it up. You don't get a ton in here, but for $1.25 you get a good bit, and I want to keep using it because I do really love it. Maybe not as much as my Catrice and Natasha Denona one, but I really do love it, and it's so inexpensive, and I highly recommend it. Also, I do generally like to keep a bit of Dollar Tree makeup so I can reference it. I've kind of already mentioned that, of course. So this is the Be Pure Hydrating Under Eye Concealer, another Dollar Tree concealer. I am going to keep this even though it's not a favorite formula of mine or anything. Like I've already said like 100 times, I like to keep Dollar Tree makeup so I can reference it in other videos, since that's like a good bulk of my content. So I'm going to keep it so I can, you know, use it like to refer to. So this is the Milani Supercharged Under Eye Corrector in 120 Peach. I believe this is like the medium shade, but it works for me like as I'm fair, tan, whatever. I really do love this, and I have forgotten about it. I do want to pull it back out and use it, so I am going to keep this. If I don't get enough use out of it in the next year, I will declutter it though. Even though it's good, sometimes I forget about it though because of the format. So as you can see, we've got some like conceal and correct type products in a tube with a doe foot. I am going to keep the LA Colors one. This one is so good, aside from the fact that it is a Dollar Tree one that I do like to kind of talk about. I actually do truly love this. It's so good, and you know, it works really nice to correct if you've got a medium skin tone or if you're a tanner. So I definitely want to keep this. It's truly so amazing. The other two, the e.l.f. one, I compared to the LA Colors one. This one is not nearly as good. The LA Colors one, of course, is only $1.25. This is $4, and even for $4, it's not good, so I'm decluttering it. The Essence one comes in a lighter shade, which is nice, but if I'm being honest, I just don't reach for this. If I'm going to be using a color corrector that's not in a pot, it's going to be the LA Colors one. And outside of the LA Colors one, I really just don't reach for this format of color correctors, so I am going to declutter this as well. It's actually a really nice formula, I just don't reach for it very much. So then I've got this NYX Pro Fix Stick. This is actually such a good stick concealer, but I'm gonna be honest, I like never reach for it. I try to force myself. I really like what it looks like when I do use it, but I never like it enough to remember to use it without forcing myself to use it, if that makes sense. So I am going to declutter this. Somebody else can love it. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. As you see, I use this quite a lot. I use this to spot conceal before foundation. It's so good for that. You can use like less foundation, and it's just really good at spot concealing. So I'm definitely keeping this. There's not, unfortunately, a drugstore alternative that competes, so always keep that on hand. All right, as you can see, we've got some color correctors. We're gonna be cutting this down quite a bit because this is just too much. This is the e.l.f. color corrector. I kept it last year, if I'm remembering right, because it was a little bit of a deeper shade, which worked for when I'm tanner. However, I have not reached for it like at all since then. So decluttering that, it's not a super great formula anyway. It's not bad, but you know. Then I have the Sigma one, which comes with 2 different shades, which is so nice. I love this one. It is like my favorite, the Spectrum one. That's what it's called, Spectrum color corrector. And I just love it. I use it quite a bit, as you can see, so keeping this. This is the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is what got me into color correctors. This is so old, though. It's like 5 years old, okay? Don't judge me, but it's like 5 years old. So I'm going to declutter it, and I'm probably just going to throw it away because it's quite old, and I haven't reached for it between the other ones I've been reaching for. So then I've got the Bobbi Brown concealer. This is something that I really enjoyed. It's quite small. This is in light bisque, by the way. I haven't reached for it since last declutter. We're decluttering it. So I've got the Catrice Under Eye Brightener in 2 different shades. As you can see, this is Warm Nude and this is Light Rose. I don't use Warm Nude. It's far too dark. It's great if you are a deeper complexion. I was thinking this would be good for when I'm self-tanned, but it's even too dark for that. So I'm gonna declutter the darker one, let somebody else get use out of it, and I'm gonna keep this one because it is such a favorite right now. All right, so we are on to primers now. I've got them categorized pretty much from like grippy primers kind of flowing into like other stuff. Then we've got like bronzy, like glowy ones, and then just like kind of, you know, like regular ones, not like necessarily gripping or anything, but maybe smoothing or soothing. And then I've got a potted one, obviously a putty one. So let's start off with this. This is the NYX Plump Right Back. I love this. It's my favorite one, my favorite primer really of all time right now, but also just in general, it's so good at holding on to makeup, so keeping this. I've also been loving this. This is the Wet n Wild Prime Focus Clingy Serum Primer. Also really gripping, also really great. I think the NYX one is a little bit better for my personal preference. This is very sticky, but it also holds on to your makeup so nicely, and it's like $5 to $6, so it's great. I hate that CVS puts like these ugly little stickers on the front because it just like ruins the whole vibe. But I do love this, and I am going to be keeping this. These are, of course, Be Pure primers. As you can see, the rose one and then the glow up one. This is like supposed to be a dupe for the Glow Recipe one. This is like kind of the same vibe. They're not favorites. I really do enjoy them, but if I'm going to stick with something like hydrating and plumping, it's also going to hold on to my makeup longer, which I feel like the NYX and Wet n Wild ones do more than these. But I'm going to keep them because I like to reference them, and I do think if I were to choose between the two, like of which one is the best, it's this one. They both have like fragrance, so be aware of that, but I'm going to keep both of these. Okay, so as you can see, we have a whole slew of CoverGirl ones. First, I've got the Plush Plump one by CoverGirl. Really nice. I like this skin enhancer line a lot, but I don't see myself reaching for it very much, and honestly, it's not so amazing to where I'm like, yes, I need to keep pulling this out and using it. So I'm going to declutter this. When it comes to grippy primers, I just like the other ones I kept more than this. I think this is fine. It can be a little sensitizing to my skin, so keep that in mind if you're acne prone. So I'm going to declutter this. We've got a couple of glowy ones. This is the Opal Jelly Glow. I really like this. If I'm going to pick a glowy one to go underneath, it kind of gives this luminance factor, it would be this one, so I'm going to keep this. And I accidentally bought 2 of these. These are the Jelly Bronze Glow, so when I want to bronze up my face a little bit, I'm going to keep one, going to declutter the other. I think I accidentally bought like a 2-pack or something, so I obviously don't need both, so I'm going to, you know, split them in half. This is the In Beauty Project Face Glaze Bronze, really similar to the CoverGirl one, or vice versa, whatever. I do really enjoy this. This is probably like my favorite if I were to pick between the two, but it's just like super easy to use. It just warms your face up a little bit, and I do really enjoy it, so I'm going to keep it. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Bronzing Serum, obviously trying to dupe the original Drunk Elephant drops. These kind of products oftentimes break me out. This is one of those. It also has a very strong fragrance, so I'm definitely gonna declutter this. Same with this. This also broke me out, unfortunately. There's a lot of drugstore bronzing drops that have a specific ingredient. I don't know which one it is, like I don't know what ingredient it is, but it's comedogenic and it does mess with my skin, so I'm decluttering these as well. Then I've got the Catrice Soft Glam Filter Fluid. This is the best. of this type of product. I just think that it looks the best. It's just the best in general. However, I don't reach for this very much. I prefer to reach for like the CoverGirl one that gives like a similar effect, and it's in a squeezy tube, so I am going to declutter this. So then I've got the Auric Glow Lust. I tried to love this. As you can see, it pretty much just sat in my drawer for most of the time, so I'm decluttering this. It's fine, but it's not a favorite. So the CoverGirl one, the Opal Glow one, is a dupe for this Say one. I actually prefer the CoverGirl one. This is obviously a mini, and it has a little bit of life left in it, so I'm going to declutter it, see if somebody else wants to use it up. As you can see, I've used about half. I just like the CoverGirl one more, and I don't need both, especially since I've already covered them in a dupes video. So this is the Formula 10.0.6 Vitamin B Smoothing Daily Primer. This is like a brand that you can get at Pop Shelf. I have tried to kind of love this. It's not that it's bad, it just doesn't do anything. So as you can see, it's not really used. I do like other things from this line. This is just not one of those things that I think sticks out, so I'm gonna declutter it. So this is the Pretty Smart Radiant Face Primer, another Pretty Smart product that I think is fine, but I don't think that it's like that mind-blowing. It's very, very serum-y, and I feel like that kind of throws me off. It's very pretty, but if I'm going to be using something like this, once again, it's going to be the CoverGirl one in Opal Glow, so I'm going to declutter this. So then I have the Be Pure Essentially Ageless Blur Face Primer. This I am going to keep because, like I said, I keep Dollar Tree makeup. This is really good. It kind of smells like strawberry yogurt though, which I hate, but it is very smoothing and pretty, and because I do like to, once again, for the millionth time, reference Dollar Tree makeup, I want to keep this on hand. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm going to declutter this. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, a favorite for many, many years for me, but I just don't reach for it anymore. It's just one of those things that's like, I realized that when I was using this, occasionally, not every time, but occasionally, parts of my nose like would just not hold on to makeup, and it would be very splotchy and weird. So like makeup would literally be missing from my nose, and it's really products like this at all, or even just primer. So I just really avoid putting primer on my nose now. It's just one of those parts of my face that is just, you know, problematic, troublesome, gives me issues, and primer unfortunately does not work for it. So I'm going to be decluttering this because I don't use it anywhere but my T-zone. It's just not something that holds on to things, so I'm gonna declutter that. All right, so onto powders. I've got like regular pressed powders up there, kind of like setting powders, powder foundations, finishing powder, loose powder, kind of leading into like color correction. So let's get to it. I've got the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder. I've got this in the shade medium. I tried this out. I know it was like really, really popular last year or like the year before. It kind of went a little viral. I really like it, but the shade isn't quite right, and frankly, I like other powders better to like, you know, set my entire face. So I'm going to declutter this. So once again, with the Pretty Smart, I've got their pressed powder in light neutral on the left and medium warm on the right. I have not reached for this very much except like one time to try to get it to work with something, but pretty much since the last declutter, I think I've only reached for it like 3 total times. So decluttering both of these, they're fine, but I don't necessarily think I need them. So I've got the Essentially Ageless Blurring Pressed Powder. I've got it in a very, very deep shade, and then a like, you know, white shade. I'm actually decluttering both of these, even though they are a Dollar Tree brand. This is a little too dark, and the white just does not work for me, so I want to, like, if I see it in the future, I want to get a better shade match, because I actually really like the formula. It's very blurring, very nice under the eyes and on the face, just not right with the shades. So decluttering both of those. So then I have the Glowish by Huda Beauty powder. I have tried to make this work. I don't know why I keep trying to make it work, because I just don't like it. It kind of makes me feel like I look like a disco ball. Even though it doesn't look overly glowy in the pan, I just feel like the effect it has on the skin is just too glowy. So I'm done trying to make it work. I'm decluttering it. So then I've got the No. 7 Lift and Illuminate powder. It's like the newer packaging. As you can see, I love it. I use this under my eyes to set before I use loose powder or just on its own. I love it so much. I just use it in the smile lines. It's so blurring, sets everything down nicely, and I love it. So keeping it, it's a favorite. On to some powder foundations. I've got the Essence Cover and Last powder foundation. This is in Classic Vanilla, which is my fair shade. I usually also have my tan shade on hand, but I don't right now. Probably could stand to get that soon. Love this so much. It's like a $5 powder foundation. I don't love to use it like as powder foundation. I use it to set my entire face, and it's beautiful for that. So I am going to keep this. And this one is the Laura Geller powder foundation. It's newer to me. It's not new. I have it in the shade Light. And I got it in this shade because I thought it would be pretty versatile to use when I'm tanner, when I'm fairer, and I've been enjoying it like that. I don't know if I would repurchase it at this point, but I have been enjoying it, so I am going to keep it. Plus, it's still kind of new to me, even though it's not new at all on the market. So then I've got the Halo Glow Powder Foundation. I have this in 2 different shades. We've got it, as you can see, it hasn't even really been used in that one. That is Light 205N, and this is Light 210N, obviously fair, self-tan. I haven't used these in forever. We're decluttering them, even though they were once a favorite. I think they've been dethroned by other things, so I'm going to declutter. This is the JCat Aquasurance Compact Powder Foundation. This is the best powder foundation to use as actual powder foundation with nothing else underneath it except for like maybe concealer on the market. However, I have not used this since before my last declutter. So I want to give these to somebody else because they still have some life in them. I think I have them in the same shade. Oh no, Ivory and Natural. So definitely a couple of people could get use out of these. So then I've got the Halo Glow Pressed Powder Filter. I just recently got a darker shade. This is in the shade Light Neutral, which feels very warm to me and also a little dark. And then I've got Fair Neutral Cool, which if I'm remembering right is the lightest shade. Crappy packaging. Like, I like the color scheme, but just kind of flimsy. $14, but oh my gosh, such a beautiful finishing powder. I love it so much. As like my last step, I feel like everything just looks so good. It truly gives you a filtered effect. So I'm keeping both of them. I obviously just got the darker one, so I definitely don't want to declutter them. All right, so as you can see, I've got 2 Maybelline Fit Me's in Fair Light. This one I'm just about out of. I'm running through it, and then this is my backup, so I'm keeping both of these. Best loose powder at the drugstore. Love it so much. It's so good. So this is the About Face loose powder. It's the curtain call one, and I love this so much. I have really been enjoying it. I love the packaging, love the formula. I do feel like the Maybelline one holds onto my makeup a little bit longer than this one, but this is beautiful blurring. Does hold your makeup on for a little bit longer. The Maybelline one just, I think, holds on to it even longer than this one, but I'm keeping it because I do really enjoy it, and I love the packaging so much. So this powder right here that I have so many of, as you can see, I stocked up. It has been discontinued. This is empty pretty much, so I'm going to put this in my empties bin. And these 2 I bought as backups when I realized that they were getting discontinued, or they already had been, so I kind of stocked up on them a bit. I think I got them from Amazon. But I'm going to keep both of these and use them up because I do love them so much. I wish they still existed. They replaced it with a different powder that I don't love nearly as much. In fact, I didn't like it really at all. And so I wish they would just bring this one back. It's so good. It kind of smells like sawdust. I know that's a very niche smell to compare it to, but it kind of does, but it's so good on the skin and it doesn't like break me out or anything. So then I've got the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder, the loose version. This one I retried after not trying it since it initially came out. It's obviously an upgraded packaging. I just don't love this. I don't love it. I think that it's kind of like mediocre at best, so I'm gonna declutter it. I just don't, I don't reach for it at all. So this is the Catrice Under Eye Brightener Setting Powder. It's kind of new. I tried it in a recent video and I just don't think it's great. You can also see it's very, very small, especially if you compare it to like a standard setting powder size. It's just not great. It's not great, and I did like request to return it. They told me to keep it and refund my money anyway, so I am going to declutter that. All right, so now we're on to bronzers. I've got like matte bronzers, kind of leaning into glowy, cream, like cream stick, and then liquid. So first I've got this really messy looking M Cosmetics bronzer. I need to clean the outside. It's like totally fine. Something in this drawer got on some stuff. I don't know what it is. It's clear. It's like hand sanitizer is what it feels like, but I don't think that's it. This is beautiful. I haven't used it since before the last declutter, so we're getting rid of it. It's fine, but it's obviously not a favorite, so decluttering it. This is my all-time favorite matte bronzer. It truly is just the best. I love it so much. I have it in 2 different shades, fair and light medium. I need to have it on hands at all times. It's just the best. It really is. You gotta try it out if you haven't yet. L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer. So good. So then I've got the bronzer that got me into bronzer, the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is a relatively newer one. It's not like the first one I ever bought or anything like that. I always forget about this one, and I don't want to. I really want to give it another go, and like if I don't use it enough throughout the next year, I will declutter it, but I'm going to keep it for now. So then I've got the NYX Buttermilk Bronzer. As you can see, I've got it in 2 different shades. This is the lightest shade that they make, and I love it. As you can see though, it's a little sensitive. The other one's even worse. It like fully just fell out. That's a little annoying. I do really like these. I don't really necessarily think I need to keep the darker one. I will try to like almost fix it with like isopropyl alcohol and make it more flush to the pan. And if that works, I will give it away. If not, I'll probably just throw it away because I don't like giving people like broken makeup, you know? And then I do think I'm going to keep the lighter one. It's kind of, as you can tell, a little bit of a rosy bronze, so it's kind of nice as an all-in-one, and I just like this shade more, and it works like when I'm fair and tan. This is such an amazing bronzer. As you can see, though, it's in a dinky pan. It is definitely a dupe for the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, but I think it's better. It's obviously dinky, like I said, but love it so much keeping it, and it's great to reference for Dollar Tree stuff. Then I have the Uoma White Pearl bronzer. As you can see, it's very light. I will be honest, it was a favorite of 2023, but I haven't reached for it a ton since. It is beautiful on the skin, but I have a friend who I think it will look even better on because she's even fairer than me. And as you can see, because it's so light, it might be perfect for her. And it's light and like more cool toned, not so warm. So I kind of want to give it to her and see if she likes it. So I'm going to declutter it from my collection. Then I've got the Fenty Beauty Into Sun bronzer. I totally forgot I had this. Like, just totally forgot. Because of that, I feel like I need to give it away because I didn't even remember I had it until I was like literally putting it out. I was like, what is this? Oh yeah, I forgot I had this. So it does not get used very much. It is beautiful, but I just use other things more, so I'm gonna declutter it. Let somebody else use it. So then I've got the Pretty Smart bronzer. It is really pretty. This is a beautiful matte bronzer. I feel like it's one of the best things in the line, but I don't use it a ton. I don't ever really reach for it. Haven't reached for it since the last declutter, so decluttering it. This is the La Mercerie, or however you pronounce it, Sunlight Bronzer. It's just very warm. It's also very dinky. I'm not the biggest fan of this particular brand. At Dollar Tree, I just feel like it's kind of a miss most of the time. It's also very warm. It's got some shimmer in it. Kind of reminds me of the old Rimmel bronzer. I think that's the brand. And because I'm keeping the LA Colors one, I'm going to declutter this. I've got this Essence Kissed by the Light. This was a favorite for so long. This is Sunkissed. I decluttered the other shade I had last year, and I haven't used this one since, so I'm going to declutter this one as well. Even though I think it's beautiful, it's just been dethroned. This is such a favorite, the Ulta Beauty Oh My Glow Baked Bronzer. I used it religiously last year. Look at what happened. This is so annoying. I love this so much though, so it's worth repanning, but it's like fully coming out. Like even the edges you can see, so I have to be very careful with it, but I'm going to repress it and keep it. Hopefully that won't mess with the formula or anything. Usually it doesn't, but you know. So then I've got the RMS Beauty Hydra Bronzer. I think it's, yeah, Hydra Bronzer in Beach Walk Betty. This is gorgeous. I love this so much. As you can see, it's all beaten up and battered. I love this, keeping it. It's a glowy bronzer, but it's not like highlighty. This gives a very similar effect to that. It's another favorite, the Revlon Skin Light Bronzer. This is in Sunkissed Beam. I love this so much too. It's always in a rotating basis between the RMS one, the L'Oreal one, and this one, so I'm keeping this one. So these are the NARS Cream Bronzers. As you can see, I liked it so much at one point. I got two different shades. I got Laguna 1 and then Laguna 2, which is the original. I accidentally just dug my finger in this because I was trying to see what the consistency was, because these definitely are getting a little old. They still smell fine though, and the consistency feels fine. So I think it would be fine to pass these on to somebody who would use them, but I haven't used them since before my last declutter, so I'm decluttering them. Even though they were a favorite for so long, they've just been replaced. That's just how it is. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury Bronzer. What is this called? Beautiful Skin Sunkissed Glow Bronzer. She always has the longest names. This is a bronzer that lasted through the last declutter because I had kind of recently been using it before I filmed that, where I was like, I actually kind of like how it works, but it's like $50 something and it only works one particular way. And other than that, I just don't reach for it, and it's got so much product in here. It needs to be used before it goes bad. I feel like my mother-in-law would love this though, because it's very easy to use. It's just not quite my speed when it comes to cream bronzers. I still think it's a beautiful formula, just not, you know, I need the Goldilocks effect, and this just doesn't provide that for me, if that makes sense. I realized that I accidentally slid this down and skipped over it when I was still on powder bronzers. This is the Lumi one. It has been discontinued. I have not reached for it at all. There are just other glowy bronzers I use now in lieu of this, so I'm going to declutter it. Even though it is so good, it's got to go. It's got to go. Somebody else needs to love it. So then I've got the Physicians Formula Diamond Bronzer. This is such a favorite. I love it so much. It's like my favorite cream bronzer right now. There's another one that's like in a duo, the LA Girl On Cloud 9 Bronzer and Blush Duo. I'm going to put that in the blush portion, and that one is right up there with this. This is literally so flippin' good, guys. It's so good. They only have 2 shades though, which is stupid. I have it in the shade Bronze Gem, and it doesn't have talc or anything in it, and it's literally just this. It's like this, like the Merit cream bronzer in a pan form, and I can't stop using it. It's so beautiful. So then I've got the Catrice Melted Sun cream bronzer. This is really, really good, but it is a dupe for the next cream bronzer in line, which is the Milani Cheek Kiss one. I love the Cheek Kiss one as well, but like I said, this is a dupe. I only need to keep one of these, and I'm more inclined to keep the Milani one because I just reach for it more and let somebody else use this, but they literally are the same formula. So this is the Makeup by Mario cream bronzer, or what is it called? Skin Enhancer, and this is in light. I never reach for it because I feel like I don't have the right shade. I feel like I need to go up a shade or two because it's very sheer. It's supposed to be skin enhancing, not so punchy. So I do kind of want to revisit maybe purchasing this in the next Sephora sale, like around November, and maybe getting a different shade, because every time I keep this in a declutter, I don't know if it's lasted 1 or 2 declutters, I can't remember, but I always am like, yeah, like I really like the formula, but it's just not quite dark enough. It doesn't, I need the Goldilocks effect, like I said. Not too much, not too little, but just right. So I need a little bit more darkness, I guess, to it, because it needs to combat the fact that it's a little bit of a sheerer product. So this is the LA Colors Contour Stick. As you can see, it's so tiny, but it is really beautiful. I do kind of feel inclined to keep this because it is a drugstore cream contour option, so I'm going to. I think it's actually really nice. I do think it's kind of small, so there's something to be said for that, but it is only $1.25, and I do really like the shade, even though I feel like it's more of a bronzer shade and less of a true contour shade. So like I said, the Physicians Formula one is just like the Merit stick bronzers, which as you see I have 2 of. I've got Quince and Clay. I think Quince is the lighter one, yeah, and then Clay is the deeper one between the 2. So I do really like these. I'm kind of wanting to keep them for now, even though the Physicians Formula one is in a better format in my opinion. I do really like these though, and I still use them on occasion, so I'm gonna keep them for the next year. Like I've already said previously, if I don't use it enough, I will declutter it in the next clutter. So then I've got the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer. This is their contour balm. This is a true contour shade. It is so nice. I have a little bit of self-tan residue that I'm obviously trying to hide with my sleeve, but this is great if you have fair skin and you're really wanting a true contour stick. I really like the formula. It's very light, very approachable, but I just don't use contours very much. So I just kind of feel like I should declutter it because it is relatively new and somebody else could use it. All right, so on to liquids. I've got this Say Cream Bronzer. I actually really enjoy this formula. I think it's really, really pretty. It's kind of like a moussey texture. What shade is this in? It's Sand. I think that's the lightest shade. It's definitely a bronzer shade, so like if you were looking for a contour one, this is not it for you. I really like this though, however, I'm kind of grappling with decluttering it and keeping this one instead. This is the e.l.f. Bronzer and Contour, the liquid one. I have this in the shade Fair Light. As you can see, they're very similar. I actually prefer this shade though to this, so I think I am going to declutter the Say one and keep the e.l.f. one. They're literally like the same formula. So declutter, keep. So next I have the Pretty Smart Liquid Bronzer. This is in the shade Cool Contour. So is it a contour? Is it bronzer? I don't know. This is fine. I don't like how like little and dinky the applicator is. It's such a boring little doe foot. I do really like the shade. It's a thinner formula than the e.l.f. one and the Say one, but I just haven't reached for this at all. So I'm going to declutter it and let somebody else love it, hopefully. This has gone to the wayside. I was just out shopping with my friend Melissa and saw this in the Ulta we were in. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to whip that back out. I love it so much. And I do, so I'm going to keep both of these. These are the Winky Lux Liquid like bronzer contour, and they always have the best packaging. They always have like the cutest like little roses and stuff. But as you can see, I do have 2 different shades. The lighter one is absolutely perfect for when I'm fair, and this one is perfect for when I'm tan. I love the formula. It's thinner than the e.l.f. one that I'm keeping, but it's just so beautiful, and I can't believe that I have let this just sit in my drawer. I need to bring it back out because I love it. So then I have the LA Colors Cream Gel Bronzer. This, of course, is kind of their answer to the Glossier. I'm like totally screwed that up. To the Glossier one. But I ended up keeping this one. I tried it in a Dupes video, like comparing Dollar Tree and other higher end or even drugstore products that these could be dupes for, if that makes sense. And this one I liked even better than the Glossier one. It's actually such a beautiful formula. Want to keep it on hand for sure and actually just really enjoy using it. So keeping this. And then I have this LA Girl Contour Envy wand. This is fine, but I like totally forgot I had it. It obviously is supposed to be duping the Charlotte Tilbury one, like every other one on the market in this format, but I just don't use it very much. It's got an almost matter formula, which I do enjoy the thought of, but I just don't reach for it, and it's still pretty new to where somebody else could get some use out of it, so I'm gonna declutter this. All right, on to blushes. I do actually have one bronzer I forgot, so before we get started on blush, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Sephora bronzer. This is just the matte one. It's actually really pretty, but it's a little too pigmented for me, which makes it slightly hard to blend, so I'm going to declutter this. And then one more product before we officially get into blushes. I'm going to talk about the LA Girl on Cloud 9 Bouncy Blush and Bronzer. You know I'm gonna keep this. I love this so much. Best like plush, almost cream to powder bronzer and blush out there. Please do not discontinue this and come out with more shades, LA Girl. It is so good, so definitely keeping this. And now on to blushes officially. I've got like matte blush, matte blush, matte blush, kind of like leaning into like glowy, and then like full on glow cream, and then we kind of get to stick creams and then like liquids. So let's get started. So I've got two of the Essentially Ageless blushes from Be Pure. I purchased this one for a video because I thought that I had decluttered this one, which I had, but I actually pulled it out of the declutter box. So I'm going to declutter this because this shade is just not quite me. However, this shade is very me. Even though it's the flimsiest packaging ever, this is a beautiful blush. I don't even know what shade this is in, but it's, as you can see, very neutral, very pretty, a little peachy leaning, perfect if you have fair skin. I'm going to put this lid back on now and keep this. It's dinky, but it's a good formula, okay? I promise. So then I've got the NARS blush. This is just like their blush in Behave. This is their new formula, formulated without talc. I love this so much. I haven't decided if it's like my favorite matte one, because it's kind of competing with another like higher end matte one, but I just recently got this and love it, so I'm going to keep it. I'm not typically a matte blush person, so the fact that I found two that I like so much, it's making it even harder for me to decide which one I like the most. But we've got this Age Perfect Radiant Satin Blush. I would consider this more matte than satin, to be honest. It's kind of like matte but not flat is the effect it gives. I love this so much. This is in the shade Rosewood. It is a little bit more pigmented though, and I'm not a big pigmented blush person. I need the ability to be able to build it up and not where it's so punchy like upon like first application. And this is also discontinued. I'm going to declutter it because I kind of forget about it and I kind of overlook it because it's just not the perfect blush for me, even though I think it's beautiful, if that kind of makes sense. So then I have the L'Oreal True Match blush in the shade Bare Honey. As you can see, it's very like Bare Honey is the perfect name for it. It's got a little bit of shimmer. I don't know if it's like catching in the camera, but I just kind of forget about this because it's almost too nude of a blush. It's not got enough color, so I'm going to declutter this. So this is the Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. It is beautiful. I love this. It is my favorite drugstore matte blush. I think it's so pretty, so I'm going to keep this. This is the other blush that's kind of in competition with the NARS one. I do think I like this one a little bit more though. This is the Tower 28 one in Long Beach Iced Tea. Not Long Island Iced Tea like you'd think, Long Beach, but it is so beautiful. It's such a perfect like nude, but also has a little bit of rosiness to it, so it's perfect as a neutral blush. I love it so much. I do think now that I'm like really thinking about it, I think I like this one more than the NARS one, but I'm gonna keep both for now and we'll kind of revisit them both next year, and I think this one will probably stay over that one. So then I've got the Pretty Smart Extra Pretty Pressed Blush. This is really pretty. It's just, no pun intended, it's just a little bit deeper than I would go for a blush. It's in Goddess. Even with a little bit of self-tanner on, I feel like this is just very, very blushy, and I'm not into the really, really blushed like look on myself. I just don't think it's super flattering, so I'm going to declutter this. So I have a couple of Buttermelt blushes from NYX. This was like an interesting launch to me because this is like their most neutral shade that they launched, and it's very, very deep. This one I got for fun for a video, and it is really fun, but there's another more vibrant blush that I'm gonna be keeping. So I'm gonna be decluttering both of these. The Buttermelt bronzer is definitely worlds better than these. I just feel like they kind of missed the mark with the shades, and I don't know, they're just they kind of just missed the mark, honestly. So I've got some Ulta Beauty Mineral Blushes. These are their old, like, formulas. They don't actually even have this exact one anymore. They still have this shade. This is Tiger Lily, which is beautiful. And then I also have the shade Stargazer, which, as you can see, is a little bit more mauve. I think I'm actually inclined to declutter these because I feel like they're a little old and they just haven't been working the same. So I think I'm going to declutter them and throw them away, and maybe I'll kind of repurchase the newer versions of these because they still have them. They're just upgraded and newer, and I don't know if the formulas are going to be the same. We'll have to see. So this is the Almay Healthy Hue Blush. This was such a favorite for a while, but I totally forgot about it. And honestly, looking at it, like, it's not inspiring me right now. So I'm gonna declutter it. It was beautiful, but I just have other ones I like more. So this is the Persona blush. This is in Caramel. I love this shade. I love the fact that it's a little glowy. When I saw it, putting it like out here, I was like, I kind of still want to keep this, even though it's kind of been pushed to the wayside and I very rarely use it over the past year, because I want to whip it back out and see if I will use it. If not, once again, I will declutter it next year. So this is the Armis Beauty Blush. I totally forgot I had this. As you can see, I've never even used this. This is the Maiden's Blush in Redimension, I think is the shade. I just haven't ever used this. I totally forgot I had it, so I'm gonna give it away while it's like literally brand new and let somebody else love it. Okay, so this is the Kosas Blushes Life Blush in Dreamland. I would open it for you, but I can't. And for that reason, I'm going to declutter it because it is a pain in the butt to try to use because I can't open it. Most times I have to get my husband to open it for me, and sometimes he's not home, so I just, yeah, it's too much. It does not need to be this hard to open, Kosas. Fix that, because it's such a good blush, but it's not worth that. So then I have some Essence blushes. I've got the Blush, and I think this is, yeah, Bespoke. That's funny, I have another blush in here whose name is Bespoke, that's name is Bespoke. And then I have the Blush Crush, that is in Caramel Latte. So as you can see, similar vibes, like almost the exact same color. And I think, honestly, I'm going to declutter both because I haven't reached for them a ton. This one I was really on a kick with, but I just haven't reached for it a bunch, so I'm going to declutter both of them. As you can see, these are all the same blush up here, all 5 of them. This is my favorite blush of all time. This is the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Blush. The obsession started with this shade, which is Baroque. Such a beautiful neutral. It's literally perfect. I'm keeping all of them, but let me show you my little collection. This is their original shade, I believe, that they came out with, which is Magic Hour. This is actually a newer favorite of mine, but I love it. And then I've also got this, which is, what is this? Oh yeah, Rococo. So beautiful if you were looking for a more like neutral blush, but are a little bit deeper, so I use it when I'm tan. And then I have this, which is also a new one, Elysium, I think is how you pronounce it. I haven't used this one yet, but I'm keeping it because I literally just bought it. And then this is the brighter blush that beat out the NYX one I just decluttered. It's not quite the same. If I show you them together, they're not like the same tone. This one's definitely a little bit more purpley and this one's more pinky, but this one is just so much fun. It's in Serif, and I just prefer this formula and this color on me. If I'm gonna go bright, it's gonna be something more like this. So keeping all of the Cosmetics blushes. So then I've got the Profusion Holo Beam. This one I actually got, by the way, this is in the shade Transcend. This one I actually got to see if it was similar to the Rare Beauty shade, the like glowy powder blush in the shade Hope. And it looked like they were gonna be way more similar online. I don't like either of these. This is far too glowy and pigmented, so I'm decluttering the Rare Beauty one, and this one is just really chunky and just like basically a highlighter, so I'm going to declutter that. And it's like a chunky glittery highlighter. All right, so I've got the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. I'm pretty sure last year I decluttered one of these at least, but they somehow both ended up back in my collection. I'm going to keep one of them because I do really enjoy it, and it's a great option for a glowier illuminating blush that's from the drugstore. This one I use much less. It is fun. I use it when I want the cold girl look. This is Goldie Cassis, and this is Shimmery Rose, so I'm gonna keep Shimmery Rose and then declutter Goldie Cassis, I think is how you pronounce it. Okay, so I brought you in a little closer so we can focus on the creams and liquids. This is the Stila Convertible Blush. in Lilium. I bought this because Jessica Braun, who I watch religiously, has been recommending this for so many years. But I'm gonna be honest, I have other cream blushes I like more, so I'm going to declutter this because it's really new and I feel like my mother-in-law would really like that. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury, I almost said Catrice, Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. This is beautiful. It is in the shade Color of Dreams. This is a very unknown Charlotte Tilbury product. It's quite old though, so it needs to be decluttered and thrown away, so that's what I'm gonna do. Then I have the Milani Cheek Kiss blush in Nude Glow. This is just not a favorite, so I'm gonna declutter it. It was really good when I first tried it, but I've just found other cream blushes that I like more, and cream blush, of course, cream anything and liquid anything goes bad faster, so I just need to declutter it and focus on the ones I do love. This is the Clean Beauty Be Pure Lip Color and Cheek Blush Duo. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one I just decluttered. This one is newer, and it also is something I want to keep on hand for reference purposes. As you already know, I've covered that quite a lot. So I'm not gonna declutter it, I'm gonna keep it. Oh my goodness, I said the wrong thing. So then I've got the Makeup by Mario or Mario. I'm not sure how he pronounces his own name. I've heard it both ways, but this is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil, and this is in the shade, actually, yeah, Barely Blushing. I do really enjoy this, so I'm going to keep this. I haven't used it a ton recently, so if I haven't used it enough by the next declutter, I will declutter it then. So this is such a favorite. I keep the little thingy on top, but this is the MAC So Natural Glow Play blush. I originally had this in a different shade and just didn't love it, but this is in So Natural, and I love it so much. It's natural, it's peachy, like nude. It's so flattering. I love it so much. I almost couldn't get that out, but yeah, keeping this for sure. This is a little newer to me. This is the Merit Cream Blush in their newer shade, Bespoke. They finally made it more permanent. It's really pretty. I just don't know if like I'm in love with it, but it's so new that I just don't have fully formed thoughts on it. So I'm keeping it for now, but like everything else, I will declutter it next year if I haven't used enough. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer Blush Balm. This is fine, but truthfully, it is just such a bad shade for me. And I just feel like it's almost kind of makes me look like a clown, so decluttering that. So this is the LA Colors Cream Gel Blush. This was another like Glossier dupe that I tried in that video. I love how the thing is still on it. I'm trying to get some out to show you the color. The shade is not my absolute favorite. It's a little kind of like light and peachy, but I do like to have it on hand, and I do like the formula a lot. If I do happen to track down another shade, I may declutter it at that point, but I'm gonna keep it for now because I do want to have it on hand. So this is the L'Oreal Lumi Le Liquid Blush. This is in the shade, where is the shade? Dewy Worth It. So I'm guessing that means Worth It is the shade and Dewy is the finish. This is the shade. It's really pretty. I haven't really given this a fair shot, so I do want to keep it for now and see if I will use it. I'm not the biggest liquid blush person. I will choose a cream or powder any day over liquid, but I have heard so many people raving about this, and I just haven't given it a fair shot to like fully be sure that I want to declutter it. So I'm gonna keep it for now, but we'll revisit it again next year. This is the Be Pure Glow Up blush. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. Isn't that amazing? This is in the shade Rose Glow. It is very pigmented. It's very not approachable. I want to keep it for now because I want it for reference purposes, but I would definitely try to find a different shade if I could because it's very pigmented, and yeah, so that makes it a little harder for me to use, but it would be great if you have a deeper skin tone. But I am going to keep it for now because I keep saying that over and over again. We all know why. This, however, I am going to declutter. This is the Be Color, which is like a Be Pure like sister thing, I think, and it's their liquid blush. This is in Coral Crush, and it's got the like most basic boring applicator, and I do actually like the shade, but I'm just not the biggest fan of this blush. It kind of picks up your foundation and stuff, and so because I'm keeping other Dollar Tree blushes, I feel fine decluttering this. This is the Pretty Smart I'm Dreaming liquid blush in Inspire. As you can see, I haven't used this in a very long time, since before the last declutter for sure, so decluttering this. This is the Ione liquid blush. I don't love this color. It's just a little bit too pinky for me, but I'm gonna keep it for now, and if I find a better shade, I will declutter this shade and keep that because I actually really do like the formula, and it's a dupe very clearly. This is the e.l.f. liquid blush, and I was putting it out and I was like, this is a beautiful shade. This is in Peach Perfect. I would be more inclined to use a blush. Well, actually now that I'm swatching it, I don't think I like it as much. So I'm actually, yeah, I'm just gonna declutter this. Then I have the Milani Cheek Kiss Liquid Blush and Glow. This is such an underrated, beautiful blush. I got it all nice and moussey, but this is the shade Cafe, and it is so pretty. And I love that it has a little bit of a luminance to it. It's just really pretty. And if I was going to reach for a cream blush, this is the format I would reach for, because it's so much easier than like the liquids coming out of a squeezy tube, even though I'm keeping those. All right, so we are on to highlighters. Before I jump into full-blown highlighters, I want to start off with this Natasha Denona My Dream Cheek Trio. My goodness, that's a tongue twister. It's got a blush, so that's what we were just on, and then a couple of highlighters. I'm gonna be honest, I have not touched this since the last declutter, I don't think. If I have, it's been very rare, so I'm going to declutter this. It was a favorite, but I just don't reach for it anymore, so I don't need to keep it. This is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlighter in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. Obviously, Fire Crystal is the one that's barely been touched, because it's definitely more pizzazzy, and Fire Crystal is a little bit more understated, as you can see. But I'm realizing as I'm looking at these highlighters, I'm very tempted to keep almost all of them, and I need to cut the cord somewhere, and this is pretty old, so I'm going to declutter this. Probably just throw it away, not give it away to anybody or anything like that because of its age. Then I've got the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, which is just absolutely perfect. This is the shade Be My Highlight, and I love this so much. It's my all-time favorite highlighter, so I'm keeping that. And this is like the darker version of that. This is the Sunlighter, and it's what I use for when I'm like self-tanned and I want that same effect. It's a little bit more golden, but when I'm tanned, it's the perfect highlight, so I'm keeping that one as well. So this is the Pretty Smart Sparkling Aurora Pressed Highlighter. As I was putting this out, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks stunning. So I kind of want to keep this. I haven't used it since my last declutter, but I want to keep it because I love a subtle highlighter, which is what the Pure Nude ones give from Essence. But this one, I feel like I want to try out, and if I don't use it enough within the next year, I will declutter it. But for now, I'm going to keep it because I want to give it a little love, see if I can fall in love with it, or see if it's maybe a hidden favorite that I kind of let myself forget about. So then I've got the About Face Light Lock Powder. This is discontinued. It's like a very pizzazzy highlight. As you can see, you have to be pretty tan or deeper complexioned to wear this. I really enjoyed this. The fact that you can't get it anymore is ridiculous. She does that sometimes. Halsey, stop doing that. And yeah, but I'm gonna declutter it because I just haven't reached for it, and there are other ones that I reach for more when I'm like tanner. So this is the Ioni Highlighter 90210. I want to keep this. Not only is it beautiful, but I want to keep it for reference purposes. It's very similar to the Pure Nude one, and it seems to be similar to the Pretty Smart one I just kept as well, but I do want to keep that on hand. I've then got the Revlon Skin Lights Highlighter. This is very golden. It's in Daybreak Glimmer. It is a beautiful highlighter, but it's a little too golden for what I typically go for, so I'm going to declutter it. Then I've got the L'Oreal Infallible Highlighter, the Fresh Wear one. This is the one that only comes in 2 shades. It is a dupe for something. I will link my dupes video up here if I haven't already, and I'll link it down below as well. It is a dupe, but it's very, very highlightery, and that's not really what I go for, so I'm gonna declutter it. It's still pretty new in terms of like age-wise, so somebody can get some use out of that. Then I've got the Sephora Colorful Luminizer. This is in the shade Rose Quartz, which I think is hilarious because it doesn't look rosy at all. It's pretty. I feel like I'm just like putting highlighter on top of highlighter. We'll do it over here. There it is. It's pretty, but I have other ones I like more, and so I'm going to declutter it. Maybe this wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. So then I've got this Treloose Beauty like highlighter duo. It's got a cream and a powder. I just swatched these right before I started filming this, and they are beautiful. I do think I'm gonna keep this. I love having a cream highlighter on hand that I can just like put on my ring finger, and then I can just like dab on my face. So I do want to keep this. I haven't been giving it enough love. This is one of those products where I wasn't sure where to put it. It's a highlighter stick from LA Colors, but as you can see, it's like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it is a highlighter, but I'm gonna keep the Ioni one instead. And this one is just not super great. I have, like I said, you saw me keep the Ioni one, so I have another Dollar Tree one I can keep on hand, and this one I'm gonna declutter. Then I've got the L'Oreal Lumi Le Glow and Le Glace. These are from like the same line, but just like slightly different. This one is just a bit more like pigmented and less glassy looking. I love it so much. keeping it. And then the lip glass, well, I'm trying to find a place on my hand to swatch this that hasn't been swatched by highlighter. It's very glassy, as you can see, hence lip glass. This is a dupe for the Merit one. I'm keeping both of them because they give different vibes, a little bit different on the skin, so I'm gonna keep both. This is another thing that Halsey discontinued, which is so dumb. It's her highlighter stick, and it is so pretty. This one is in the shade Please Indulge Me, and it's like the lighter one, and I'm gonna keep it because even though I can't get it anymore, it was such a favorite. I also have it, I'm trying to find another place on my hand to swatch. I also have it in this deeper shade, which is perfect for when I'm tanner, and this is in the shade Greek Tragedy, and it's perfect. So I'm gonna keep both, even though you can't get them anymore. I don't want to just declutter stuff because you guys can't get them, but I am also keeping stuff that you guys can still get. Another thing that was discontinued that is ridiculous that it was discontinued is this Winky Lux one. This is the strobing balm. I have it in Radiant Pink. They also had one in Bubbles. This is literally perfection. It's just one of those easy, put your ring finger in and tap it on your cheek highlight. The fact that it was discontinued is the stupidest thing of life. I hate when you do that, Winky Lux. Bring it back. And so I'm gonna keep it, even though you guys can't get it. Okay, so we're down to like liquid highlighters, and I've got this LA Girl Glow Envy one. This is pretty, but well, I can't find a place on my hand that hasn't had swatches. You guys have to ignore the self-tan discrepancy you're about to see. There it is on my hand. Ignore my bad patchy self-tan that's been on my body for way too long. It's really pretty. I also forgot that when you squeeze out, it comes out all over the place, so I'm gonna declutter this. There are other ones I want to keep over it, and this one's such a mess. So then I have the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand highlight. This is in the shade Champagne Champion. I really like this. I'm gonna swatch it on my right hand since I've run out of room on my left. Oh my gosh, what is happening there? It's all over the place. So this is what it looks like. It's so pretty. It's my favorite thing from this particular line. I don't think the blush and contour in this line are really anything to write home about, but this one is, so I'm gonna keep it, even though it seems to be a little messy. I don't know what's happening there. This is another one I'm gonna keep. This is the Be Pure Glow Up highlighter in the shade Sparkling Rose. There it is on my hand. It is so pretty. This is such a keeper. I love this so much. Such a good dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I really love this shade, so I'm gonna keep that. It's very similar to the e.l.f. one, but also a little different. Then I've got this Essence Baby Got Glow liquid highlighter. You can see I haven't used it in a very long time. I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter it. You know what, actually I'm gonna declutter all of these that are left. So the Pretty Smart one I'm gonna declutter, the LA Colors Cheeky one I'm gonna declutter because I like the Be Pure one in the squeezy tube I just kept more, and this is the About Face Light Lock one that is like a liquid, and I haven't used this in a very long time. It's also discontinued. Pretty much everything from this line was discontinued, so yeah. I'm decluttering the rest of these. All right, so here's my keep pile, and here is my declutter pile. I am keeping 89 products. I counted them one by one, and then I am getting rid of 101 face products, which is so exciting. I'm actually getting rid of more than I am keeping, so that is so exciting. I'm actually really proud of myself and really excited about that. All right, so here's everything back in the drawers. I feel like it looks so much better. I know some of them don't fit perfectly, and maybe it's not the most aesthetically pleasing, but I can see everything now, and that's exactly what I want. I am just so excited with how much I cut my collection down. Everything is so much more organized, and I'm just loving how everything is looking now. So that is it for this decluttering episode. I am really excited with the fact that I only kept 89 products versus the 101 face products I am decluttering. That is so freeing. I can't wait to see what I'm able to do with eyes and lip makeup. And if you're interested in that as well, definitely turn your notification bells on so you don't miss when those uploads come. But I am really excited with where I'm at right now, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thought I did a good job. Let me know if you thought I did a good job, but if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell like I already said so you don't miss out on the future decluttering videos that are coming, and also just any other uploads if you like what you see at this channel. And also subscribe if you have not already. If this does happen to be the first time that you're stumbling across my channel, definitely check out more of what I put out there. I do a lot of beauty stuff like this, but I also do a little bit of lifestyle. So if you like what I put out there, definitely subscribe like I said already. I would love to have you become a part of my family over here long term, but for now that is it. So I'm going to wish you guys the best rest of your day, and I will see you guys in my next declutter video. Bye!